Hello, I'm Rob Levy, Vice President of Research at the Financial Health Network, and I'm honored today to be joined by Leston Welsh, Head of Business Segments for Prudential Group Insurance. We're going to be talking about research from both organizations that attempts to tell the real story of how financial health is changing over time, especially due to the pandemic, and what it means for industry and employers. Welcome, Leston, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rob. It's a pleasure chatting with you today. I'm so excited about our conversation because this is something that I'm passionate about. Our vision at Prudential Group Insurance is really to help our customers achieve financial prosperity and a peace of mind. So it's a pleasure to talk to you today on this topic.
Thank you. Feelings mutual. So let's jump in. What is Prudential seeing in its research on consumer needs, particularly in light of the pandemic and all the shifts to the economy that have come out of it?
No, thanks, Rob. Prudential conducts a financial wellness census, which helps us understand areas of key needs and trends at a national level. Our most recent report, which was released earlier this year, found that nearly 2/3, that's 2 in every 3 of employed individuals said that they were finding it increasingly difficult to keep up with their financial obligations. These challenges are particularly acute for women and Black Americans. Rob, you know this well, that the pandemic has made planning particularly challenging for many people. 44% cite a decreased confidence in meeting their financial goals. 31%, that's almost 1 in every 3, say their ability to achieve these goals is out of their control. And this is especially pronounced for women and millennials. There is clearly a great need to help people build for the future and ensure those who are vulnerable don't fall behind.
Yeah, it's really important. And we couldn't agree more. And it also corresponds very well with research that we've done from our latest Pulse survey, which shows that also 2/3 of Americans are not financially healthy, despite the gains in the market that we've been watching. And 43% actually saw their financial health decrease last year. So it's really important that we keep these consumers in mind as we go forward. Now let's get a little bit more tactical. Your role at Prudential focuses largely on employer-provided benefits. So what's the employer's role here, and how can they help their employees navigate these changes happening in the world?
Whether it's an employer, an association, affinity, all of which Prudential works with to provide benefits, we think that there's a significant role for institutions to play. Financial wellness is intrinsically linked between emotional and physical wellness, all of which have taken a toll the past few years. In Prudential's research, for example, 15% of respondents indicated that they reduced or stopped spending on needed health or medical care. 15% also indicated a need for mental health support. And 49%, that's half of the respondents who are working parents, say they're struggling to keep up with caregiving needs. These are going to have long-lasting implications on health on numerous levels and point to an opportunity for employers to provide holistic support. Here are 3 specific ways that employers can help. The first one, Rob, optimizing their voluntary benefits, which can help with out-of-pocket medical costs, and also providing year-round education on those benefits so employees understand what they need at any given stage in their lives. The second, providing dedicated mental health resources that align with a larger healthcare package to ensure continuity of care. And finally, offering paid family and medical leave programs that allow employees to prioritize not only their own health and wellness, but also care for their loved ones.
Yeah, those are really great points. That last one really strikes home. I'm a recently new father, and paid leave was really important to me and my family in making it through those times. And certainly the need for paid leave around medical and caregiving, especially during the pandemic, are hugely important and has a direct connection to people's financial health and well-being over time, which is actually some other research we've done. So could not agree with you more on that last one.
Hey, Rob. Congrats on being a new dad. I've done it a couple of times, so you're in for a ride.
Thank you. Oh, I know it. Now let's get that research that you just discussed was research you guys did mostly on your own. But there's another really exciting research project that we've done together, which has been so fun to work with you guys. Can you tell us a little bit about this research and provide a few examples how this work, shows ways individuals are struggling and how employers can help?
Rob, as you referenced, Prudential supports the annual FinHealth Spend Report from FHN, which is really an annual analysis of how Americans are approaching their spending on a range of common financial services. And this really offers insights into the way fees and interest can really pile up for so many families. The most recent report found that people who are financially vulnerable are shouldering far greater shares of the cost of financial services than the people who are financially healthy. So, for example, spending 13% of their annual income on things like credit card interest, payday loans, overdraft, versus just 1% for those who are financially healthy. 13 versus 1. The financial vulnerable are also less likely to have access to necessary financial products like insurance. And despite an uptick in demand for life insurance in 2020 due to the pandemic, only 19% of vulnerable respondents report having a life insurance policy, compared to 47% for healthy respondents. What does that mean? Employers have the opportunity to help here in a range of ways, from supporting emergency savings so that employees don't need to turn to high-cost credit, to providing financial counseling for those who are in debt trouble, to longer-term financial planning, which we all need. There are also significant racial gaps, with Black and Latinx families paying more on average for access to basic financial products. Some of these examples are Black and Latinx households are less likely to hold general purpose credit cards than white households, but are more likely to carry balances. Black households are nearly 4 times more likely to use payday loans and nearly 3 times more likely to use pawn loans. Latinx households are 3 times more likely to use payday loans. The pandemic compounded the decades of systemic biases and structural barriers that contributed to America's racial wealth gap. That's why Prudential has been increasingly focused on equipping historically underserved communities and individuals with the tools and support they need for economic and social mobility. That's why I like partnerships like the one we have with the Financial Health Network. They're so important to advance in that work.
Yeah. Given the groundswell of commitments that we've seen to social justice, racial equity from companies like Prudential and others, I really hope that the data that we're putting out together can help, to leverage this opportunity to ensure that Black and Latinx employees and all people, have equal access to credit, opportunities to build and safeguard wealth over time and improve their financial health and well-being. All right, Leston, thank you so much for joining me today. This was so insightful. Thank you for sharing the research that you have made possible, and thank you for being a partner with us for so long, and for your generous support of Emerge, of the Financial Solutions Lab, and our organization in general. It's been a pleasure to speak with you.
Rob, I appreciate the partnership too, and I was happy to speak with you today. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.